Hey, what's up, guys? Node Investor here. Gonna talk Dash, gonna talk Litecoin, and some positive action I'm seeing in the markets, and a couple of things to look out for. But first, I want to say thank you to all of the subscribers. Guys, we hit 20,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel today. Big thanks to all of you that have liked the channel, that have liked the videos and helped other people find the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. I hope I'm bringing you guys value. I hope you're enjoying these videos. And a couple of other things real quick before we get started. I was on Crush the Streets and on their channel, and I was a guest on their YouTube channel, so I will link below in the notes to the video. It was a privilege joining them. If you've not listened to their show, real interesting channel by Kenneth, so definitely check it out. Here's the video down here, but I'll link to it. It was a fun talk. We were just talking cryptocurrencies and some of my thoughts long term. And one more thing before we get going, Bitcoin is finally accepted on my sites for the training videos. I know some of you have been asking about that, have been wanting that. We've done some transactions separately, but is now officially on the sites as a payment gateway. So if you're interested and you want to do that, nodeinvestor.com/training is where you can get more information, and you can now pay with Bitcoin. If you're interested in paying with PayPal or some other cryptocurrency, we can definitely coordinate that. So just send me an email. I will link that in the video notes below. I know some of you have asked for that, and we've already done that for a few of you. So if you're interested, by all means, reach out to me. Be happy to help you out. Let's take a look at these markets. Bitcoin edging up here, $2,628. Ethereum, $265. Still acting, staying tight here. Let's look at the charts later. But Dash is the big story today. Dash up 13% right now at 204. Depending on the exchange you're looking at, was definitely trading higher up to 210, 212. Litecoin, the big winner here the last couple days, 52, almost $53. Monero 45.85, Ripple 25 cents, Ethereum Classic $17.35. Pivx, guys, we were talking about Pivx, still edging up, $2.72 now. Zcash 282, Factom $26, Nem 17 cents, and Lumens 2.5 cents. So let's hop over to the charts and look at Dash. So here is the daily chart of Dash. I sent a tweet out earlier today. I saw the chart looking really strong. It was basically sitting right at the blue line here. And you know, when I looked at this chart, it reminded me a lot of the Litecoin chart before it broke out. Not as tight, but was looking nice on a daily chart. Now Dash is, you know, I first gave you guys the breakout on Dash way back here after this cup and handle when it broke out around 100 and 110 or so. But it's been very volatile since then. It went all the way up to 140, 150, big shakedown to 70, right back up. And, you know, it's kind of had these little shakeouts along the way. So it's been a tough hold, no doubt. But this recent consolidation that we're seeing in Dash is very nice pattern, very tight consolidation. Writing these moving averages very clean, and the buy patterns are nice. So you see the big bars in volume, those are mostly all buys. You see this one here, and then today big volume on the upside. So Dash is breaking out near-term targets. You know, I'm thinking we can go to 245 pretty quickly here if the breakout holds. Now what I would look for here, these things very often will pop big and then pull back, so you might get another opportunity in the low 200 area to see if let's see if it pulls back here, let the moving averages catch up, and then off to the races maybe. But Dash is looking good. Now Dash, the project, has had a lot of really good developments. They recently did a kind of roadmap looking at some of the things they're working on, some of the new technologies, some things they're implementing, block size changes, just a lot of good stuff coming out of the Dash team. So I like what I'm seeing in Dash. They're doing a lot of the right things. The social media is looking well. I mean, so just all around a good project. So one to definitely keep an eye on if you're not familiar with Dash, or if you've not really been interested. I would definitely do some research on this one, guys. It's a pretty cool project. And, you know, it has some big potential. It's up there at the top of the list. I believe market cap's 1.3 billion or so. Let's see where we're at here. Dash 1.5 billion dollars. So Dash is not going to let Litecoin just race away. Dash is going to catch up. I'm kidding there, but hey, you never know. We could see a $2-3 billion Dash here. Let's look at Litecoin since we're talking Litecoin. So Litecoin, really can't complain about Litecoin right now, guys. Litecoin had the nice little breakout. I gave you guys that at around $34-$35, quickly ran up to 49, and then it had the pullback. And then of course with the market craziness that happened a couple weeks ago, it went right back down. But notice where it stopped. Notice the big tails on these two bars here. It came right back down to that breakout point, and both times was met with buying and supported it. Now this is a red bar, but they try to sell it off and it popped right back up. Try to sell it off, pop right back up. This coincided with the double bottom that we saw in Ethereum as well. So a lot of this was just market forces driving this down. It started to form this little bit of a downtrend, and then here in the last couple days just broke through that. Volume started to come right back in, and there we go, $50+ Litecoin. Very nice, very strong. As you guys know, I've been bullish on Litecoin for a little bit now. Been talking about this little type pattern forming in the dailies. We're finally seeing it. So if you've been in Litecoin, if you've been a holder, keep holding at this point, guys, because it's moving up, it's moving hard, and I think it's going to keep going up. Now, if you're not in Litecoin, what should you do? I get that question a lot right now. I added on the pullback down here, and I think this really was your opportunity. If you saw the big breakout and then the pullback, that really was your opportunity to pick up some Litecoin if you missed that initial breakout. I know it was a little scary. The market was shaky. We didn't know which way it was going to go, so definitely higher risk. But if you liked Litecoin, that was the place to get it. Now, honestly, I'd wait for a little bit of a pullback if we can get it. I think we will. I mean, these markets don't ever go straight up or straight down, so if you can see maybe even a pullback to this 10-day moving average. If we zoom in a little bit near term, another spot to look at it here. See how it's just riding this 10-period moving average on the 4-hour chart. So we're kind of flattening out right here. So it might just take a short pause and then start heading higher as this longer moving average catches up. So that might be it. Will you see it back below to the $40 range? Honestly, I doubt it, but who knows? Anything's possible right now. So that's one way to look at it. I had somebody ask me, should I trade my Ethereum and get into Litecoin? That's a tough call at this point. That was the right thing to do back here in the initial breakout. Right now, that's a tough call because one, Litecoin could pull back a little bit, and I'm expecting Ethereum to pop here a little bit, so you might get a double whammy if you do that. But at the end of the day, it's your call. It just kind of depends, right? I don't know where you got Ethereum or how long you've been holding it. If you've been holding Ethereum since $40 and you really like Litecoin here, then by all means, right? So it just kind of depends. Hope that helps there. Let's look at a couple of others. Let's look at the biggies right here. So Bitcoin. And if you get the newsletter, I pointed out that Bitcoin was finally edging out of that little triangle that it was putting in, this wedge, and over the last couple days finally started to move above and just kind of looking nice now. This looks very good, guys. I'm liking the action on Bitcoin. It's kind of resolving itself here from this little formation it was putting in. Sure, it could pull right back here a little bit, but I think this 2,500 area is going to hold, and looks like Bitcoin's going to go higher. Now, going into August 1st, right? A lot of people are asking me, what should I do? How am I playing that? I know this might sound crazy, but to be honest with you, at this point, I am completely discounting that event until we get closer. And that's how I've been playing it since mid-June, mainly because a month is a really long time in cryptocurrency land. And, we're still several weeks away. And who knows where Bitcoin will be in 3 weeks, right? I mean, between now and then, we could rally big, and then Bitcoin could be over 3,000. And then at that point, you make your assessment as to how you are going to approach that August 1st and the fork and all that. So that's why I'm pretty much just discounting it at this point. Now, I'm keeping it in the back of my head. Obviously, if news around that continues to come out and it's not favorable, Bitcoin could take a little bit of a hit. But overall, my trading strategy, Litecoin, Dash, Ethereum, how is it impacting that? It's not. I'm really not factoring it in, to be honest with you. I probably will a little bit as we get closer to that event, but at this point, not really my driving force or factor that I'm going to use to make decisions on some of these trades. Ethereum, let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, is still in this little triangle. And let me zoom out a little bit here and show you guys what I'm looking at. So you can see this double bottom here that formed. Sorry about that. This little double bottom that formed there. And that's kind of the basis for this lower trend line, that support. Again, we were right at it today. This, you could zoom this up a little bit and touch this line here, but really this is what I'm looking at. The upper resistance trend has not been broken yet. Now, the apex of this triangle is a few days out, so I believe before the end of the week, Ethereum's going to show its hand and show us what the next move is going to likely be. So look for a bigger volume move. What you want to see is a move above this descending trend line, which now is right around 280. So it's really tightening up right here, guys. And typically when you see these moves get really tight, they tend to resolve themselves almost imminently, and usually with some pretty decent action to the up or the downside. So I'm watching Ethereum now. I'm looking at Bitcoin edging out. I'm looking at Litecoin leading the way up. I'm looking at Dash breaking out today. And so odds favor Ethereum's going to move to the upside. But, anything could happen with the ICO market. There's a lot of different things driving Ethereum that are driving the broader cryptocurrency market, just with so many ICOs using Ethereum. And there's just a lot coming out. So if any of those decide to sell large quantities of Ethereum, or if people decide to cash in, or just a lot of that could drive Ethereum independently. So I think a big move's coming out here. Would I be buying Ethereum right here? If you're a long-term believer in Ethereum, which I am, I really do believe in the project, and if you've not been in it, or if you saw it running up to $300-400 and you thought you missed the boat, this might actually be a really good buy opportunity for Ethereum. On the daily charts, the 50-day moving average is just now catching up, as hard to believe as that is. It's just been running so high, so fast. So a lot of this is, it was a pretty deep correction, but a lot of this is looking like it's consolidation now and holding those major support areas. And so we're at a juncture for Ethereum. I think this would be a good place to maybe look at it. And, your risk reward ratio is pretty decent here, because let's say you buy it at 65 or 260 or whatever, and it cracks. I mean, you don't have to really let it go too far before you realize, okay, this thing's not done going down, and we're going to probably see another big leg down. The low of this 205 would be very bearish to break. So that's the low I'd be watching. I'd be also not giving it too much more below that. Everyone has their own threshold. If it was me personally, on a closing basis, I really wouldn't give it much below 240, to be honest, if you bought it here. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. I appreciate the comments, the questions on Twitter. I try to answer a lot of them. I can't answer them all, but definitely if you have questions, hit me up on that. If you're not getting the newsletter, I would sign up for that. It's free. noteinvestor.com. On the homepage, you can plug in your email there. I'm going to try to keep this video short, so there was a couple of others I really wanted to cover. I'm going to post a separate video on those, just kind of a quick overview. I'll be talking Ant shares, Stratus, NEM, Pivx, and Ripple. I know some of you guys have been asking about those, so I really want to talk about those. So look out for another video where I cover those. Till next time, take care.